It's going to be kind of slow for me today, probably this weekend. I'm going to try to install this alternator. Pretty much show you what I'm trying to do, I guess. I believe this is a CS130 alternator. It's got that kind of plug in it. It's got the flush bearing. I do gotta switch out the pulley on it. I got this from a guy downtown. He's a pretty good alternator and starter guy, but I put it on this car years ago. Then he also gave me an adapter plug. But what I'm gonna do, this adapter plug, it just plugs into the factory connector that's like this. I went to the auto parts store, bought a new connector. So basically, I'm just gonna put this on the car, solder this in, and then I'll run this like I was, and also take note which plugs it uses. It uses the big one, and then run the wire right next to it. So on this alternator, that would be, it's not going to show you. I think it's going to be P and L. No, not P and L. It's going to be F and S. It's going to be these two on this side. Those two, it's going to plug in like that. And then, yeah, on these alternators, I don't think you need to actually hook up the big red wire to the battery terminal, because I believe these are self-exciting starters, but it was like that before. So right here, if I can find it, where did it go? Hell, where did it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. See, the only wire that's actually hooked up is that middle small one, and that should be going to the gauge. This honestly may be hooked up wrong, and that could be why I'm having alternator issues. It could be, completely my fault. I got the soldering iron back heating up, and I'll go ahead and just start on that. Good enough. So I was going to use a different alternator to get me by. Well, I couldn't, because the battery terminal was at the very back of the alternator, whereas the alternator that came with the kit, the March pulley kit, its battery output wire is actually on the side of the alternator, so it would clear the cylinder head, the block, stuff like that. So what I ended up doing, I went ahead and pulled the charging wire out of the car. I had the charging wire going straight to the starter. So they want you to actually hook it straight to the battery. So that's actually why it's on ramps right now. My lift is still tied up. And speaking of that, well, I'll finish by saying I ended up just sending the alternator back. So hopefully they can fix it. I don't know anybody in town that can fix that services alternators besides just selling them. So better to just send it back. So right now, this car, all I really have to do is just get the alternator back, put it back on, and then I do have a wiring kit with a fuse in it that I'm also going to use. Now on to this car. I'm going to show you what's up with that. Well, here's the engine. I got the engine all torn apart. I hammered out the cam bearings, freeze plugs. It's pretty much all the way down to the block, with the exception of the oil tube. Other than that, it's pretty much bare. The heads I might disassemble, or I might just clean them up. I don't know. We'll see what happens with those. But really, I just need to clean everything up right now. But what really sucks is the crankshaft. This crankshaft just does not look in good shape. I think it's already been turned before. Yeah, I mean, that you might be able to hear that, maybe not. But yeah, that's just bad. I just can't really see myself just putting in new bearings, and this, oh, that's really bad. So I'll call up a machine shop, maybe see if I can have it turned. Tomorrow I am going to go ahead and hone out the cylinders. I just bought this. I just came home. Here's the part number. Go ahead and throw that away now. I've already stuck this in the lifter bore. It does fit. It's a little hard to get in there. You really need two hands, but you got to keep them straight, which I'm not doing. There you go. Now of course you want this on a drill, but I'm just showing this just so you see what's going on. So this is really just for wheel cylinders. It's also kind of hard to get out too. So they advertise it, the smallest diameter is at 13/16. I believe that's 0.812, and the lifters are 0.842 if I know better. So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'll probably go ahead, hone out the cylinders and the lifter bores. That's probably all I'll do. I am going to go ahead and check these. I think the mains are checking out about, oh, I don't know, 2.47, and then the rods are checking out about 2.114. But I'll go back, check them, write them down. So, all right, take it easy.